Imagine a world where the old ways are dying, and the only thing standing between civilization and chaos is a grizzled veteran who thought he was done with fighting. You are part of the nomad clans, wandering the vast, unforgiving landscapes of a post-collapse Earth where resources are scarce and trust is rarer than water. But when a new threat emerges from the ruins of the old world, threatening to enslave the free peoples, one man must step out of retirement and back into the fray. Welcome to Nomads Gate, the second gritty, atmospheric, and action-packed installment in John Walker's Old Man's Comeback series. If you love reluctant hero tropes, tactical wilderness survival, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching an experienced warrior outsmart younger, arrogant foes with patience, grit, and hard-earned wisdom, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in post-apocalyptic Western fiction, blending the visceral terror of the wasteland with the profound resilience of the human spirit. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist trying to live a quiet life on the frontier, only to be dragged back into conflict by a plea for help from an old friend or a threatened community. The atmosphere is thick with the dust of the trail, the silence of the open plains, and the creeping dread of knowing that every shadow could hide a raider or a monster. Walker excels at capturing the psychological weight of age and experience, making every strategic decision, every ambush laid, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble where the price of failure is the loss of freedom itself. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular old man strength trope and the brilliant tactical mentorship dynamic. This isn't just about shooting faster, it's about shooting smarter, using the terrain to your advantage, and leveraging decades of survival knowledge to outmaneuver enemies who rely on brute force and technology. Watching the protagonist reverse-engineer enemy tactics, forge uneasy alliances with rival clans, and completely shock arrogant warlords with his stubborn refusal to quit is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat to life, making the crack of a rifle, the thunder of hooves, and the heavy silence of the desert night feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular action and the survival mechanics, the soul of Old Man's Comeback lies in its characters and the heavy burden of legacy. The protagonist isn't just a fighter. He is a deeply human individual, struggling with the moral weight of leaving a world better than he found it. The emotional anchor of the story is his fierce, protective loyalty to the next generation of nomads, a found family bound by shared hardship and the hope of a future worth fighting for. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet conversations around a campfire feel just as impactful as the explosive, chaotic firefights at the gate. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A massive raiding party targets the nomad sanctuary, forcing the protagonist into a desperate, high-stakes last stand. The finale is a breathtaking display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming improvisation, and raw, unbridled courage. He doesn't just survive the assault, he teaches his enemies a final, bloody lesson in respect, delivering a deeply satisfying, emotionally resonant payoff that proves humanity's greatest weapon isn't its youth, it's its endurance. Nomads Gate is a triumph of the post-apocalyptic thriller genre. It is smart, gritty, and unapologetically authentic. John Walker has crafted a sequel that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate underdog holding the line. Plug in your headphones, check your six-shooter, and join the nomads. The gate is open, but they're here to stay.